to the next point. We should ensure whatever we see is clear.
That means work is being done. We can see that it is in opposite direction.
Good day, learners. You are welcome to another interesting edition of e-learning. My subject is biology, and you know biology is taught in senior secondary school. My name is Mariam Ahmed Gidaro, your biology teacher. Our topic for today is going to be dispersal of fruit and seeds. If you can remember, in our previous lessons, we have described or we have discussed about fruits, classes of fruits and delights. And you know that whenever you eat fruit, though not all fruit have seeds, but most common fruits have seeds inside them. We have also discussed seeds, types of seeds, and also germination of seeds. So for today, we are going to look at dispersal of seeds and fruit, which we have already discussed. What is dispersal of fruit and seeds? By definition, dispersal of fruit and seed is the transfer of seed or fruit from the parent plant to another place. What we mean here is for seed and fruit to be transferred or to be moved from the body of the parent, that is the plant. If it is a mango tree, for you to move the mango fruit from the body of the plant to another place, that is what we mean by dispersal. I will take it again. Movement of seed and fruit from the parent plant to another place, that is what we mean by dispersal of fruit and seeds. Seeds contained in fruit need to be dispersed far from the mother plant so that they may find favorable and less competitive condition in which they are to germinate. What we mean here is, we know that seeds germinate to become a new plant. So seeds and fruit need to be moved from the body of the plant to another place where it finds a favorable condition to germinate. That is what we mean by dispersal. Okay, what are the importance or what are the uses of dispersal of fruit and seeds? One, dispersal of fruit and seed helps to prevent overcrowding of plants. That is, if you have a particular tree, let's say a mango tree, if all the fruit and the seeds will fall directly down where the plant of the mango is, if all of them germinate, definitely there are going to be too many around the tree. And that being too many of them, that is what you mean by overcrowding. So whenever they are overcrowded, even if they germinate, the growth is not going to be healthy for the plant. So plants and fruit and seed need to be dispersed far to find suitable places to germinate. They don't mean overcrowding. Overcrowding, even in human beings, is not good. So it's the same thing with plants. Plants don't need overcrowding. So the importance of dispersal is overcrowding. It reduces overcrowding in plants. Okay, the second point is it prevents undesirable competition for space, light, and nutrients. We know that plants need space. Even human beings, you need space. When there is no space, if you are overcrowded in one place, you find it very difficult to survive. So plants also, they need space. They need light to photosynthesize. They need nutrients, and they also need water and oxygen. So all these resources, if they are overcrowded, the competition for those resources will be too much, and definitely many of them cannot survive it. So very few can survive the competition. So when there is dispersal, when they are moved from one place to another, far from the parent plant, the competition for these spaces, for these nutrients or these raw materials becomes less because they are far away from each other. Then the next point is it reduces spread of epidemic diseases among crowded plant species. My student, even in human beings, When you are crowded and one of you is infected with a particular disease, it can spread to any other person. Just like corona, we've been saying corona, we need social distance. Because if one person is infected and you people are overcrowded, before you know it, that person has infected so many of you. So it's the same thing with plants. When plants are overcrowded, if one of the plants is infected with any disease, it spreads to other plants, and that will not allow the plant to germinate and grow well. So dispersal reduces that chances of epidemic disease because they are being dispersed away. So there won't be overcrowding and there won't be spread of diseases. Number 4 is it encourages afforestation. What we mean by afforestation is when we have trees planted across, that is afforestation. So with dispersal, you find a particular place that is empty without any tree. But when a seed or a fruit is dispersed from another place, it will come and germinate there, and before you know it, plant species will start to grow in that bare land. That growing of tree on that bare land is what we call afforestation. So dispersal encourages afforestation. These are some of the importance of dispersal. Then we now look at agents of dispersal. Now we have seen what is dispersal, what are the importance of dispersal, and what are the agents of dispersal. That is, what are those things? Since we said dispersal is the movement of fruit and seed. So what moves the fruit and the seeds to other places? That is what we mean by agent of dispersal. Agent of dispersal of fruit and seeds refers to any means by which fruit and seed are removed from the body of the parent plant to another place. Agent of dispersal of fruit and seed include the wind, then we have water, animals, and explosive mechanism. I will take it again. Agent of dispersal is that agent that will take the fruit and the seed from the body of the plants, mother plants, to another place. So we have about 4 agents: wind, water, animals or humans inclusive, then explosive mechanism. So we have 4 agents of dispersal. Then let's now take one after the other and see. Wind. Wind is used as an agent of dispersal by lightweight seeds. The seeds are simply blown out and land in all kinds of places. What we mean here is, all of you know what is wind. So there are some plants that the seed of those plants, they are light, meaning they are not heavy. They can be easily carried by wind. And you know wind carries light objects. There is no way I think wind can take a stone to fly. You know, it has to be something very light. So those plants that are being, those seeds and fruit that are being dispersed by wind, they have to be lightweight to be carried from the mother plants to another place. When it goes to that place, it finds a suitable soil, it now germinates into a new plant. An example, we have a plant which we call combretum. Combretum is a plant that the seeds has a wing-like structure, wing, which the birds use in flying. So the combretum is a plant, it's not an animal, but it has a structure attached to the seed which looks like wing. So that one makes the combretum to be dispersed by wind. When wind comes, it easily blows the seeds. Because of the wing-like structure, it floats on the air, and when it reaches a suitable soil, it germinates into a new plant. Then we have Tridax and Emilia. These are also plants that are being dispersed by wind. They have, I think you people, my students, you know what parachute is. Some of you make local parachute and play with it. So the Tridax and Emilia, they have a parachute-like structure. I am not saying they are parachute, but they have a structure on the seed and fruit that looks like parachute, and that makes them to fly to go to a particular place. That is dispersal by wind. For those of you that are viewing, I have a diagram of the tree ducts. The tree ducts has structure that looks like broomstick on it. That is the parachute-like structure that makes it to fly or to float on the air. And when it goes to a particular soil, a suitable soil, it germinates into a new plant. That is dispersal by wind. Then we have dispersal by water. Some plants often rely on water to be dispersed to another place. And definitely their seed has also to be light, just like those that are being dispersed by wind. If they have to be dispersed by water, the seeds have to be light. Just like I said, stones, because they are heavy, you can't see stone flying on the air. So the same thing, you hardly see stone floating on the river. So water dispersal also need lightweight seeds so that it can be dispersed. Then fruit and seed dispersed by water have the following features. One, the fruit and seed have waterproof epicap. That is those plants that have dispersal of seed and fruit by water. The epicap of the fruit. Remember when we described fruit, we said the outer covering of the fruit is what we call the epicap. So when epicap have waterproof body, waterproof structure, then water does not penetrate. And if it does not penetrate, the seeds remain buoyant on the water, and that makes it to be moved from one place to another. When we say waterproof, we mean anything that doesn't allow water to penetrate. Just like you have a raincoat, when it is raining, you try to wear it because if you go out, the water will not penetrate the raincoat and you will not get soaked. So the epicap of those plants have waterproof epicap, and that allows it to float on the water for a very long time. The fruit have fibrous mesocarp, and it traps air, which enables it to remain afloat. Mesocarp is the middle layer of the fruit. Epicarp is the outside. Mesocarp the middle. Then endocarp is the inside. So like coconut fruit, when it is young, the mesocarp has spaces which allows it to trap air. And anything that has air in it does not sink on water. Just like if you have a balloon, or maybe you get a polythene, you blow air inside, tie it very well, put it on water, it will remain afloat. So that is what is happening to the fruit of those plants, because they have spaces which they have trapped air. So that air does not allow the fruit and the seed to sink in water, and it floats for a very long time. When it gets to a particular river river bank with soil, it can be able to germinate there. That is dispersal by water. Example of fruits and seed dispersed by water are water lettuce, cattle, water lily, silverback, and willow. These are some of the plants that are being dispersed by water, and coconut inclusive. Coconut fruit is being dispersed by water. Those of you viewing, we have the diagram of coconut and water lily. These are the plants that the fruit and seed are being dispersed by water. Then the next agent of dispersal is explosive mechanism. Those of you that go to the farm, I think you know how okra is being planted, how okra fruit looks like. When you leave okra fruit on farm for a very long time, it dries up. When it dries up, the more it gets dry, the more it shrinks. There is tension along those lines that make the lines of the okra. So with time, if you visit the farm every day, there will be a time that you see those lines break open. If you are close to the plant, at times you even hear the sound, the time the okra is bursting. That is explosive mechanism. It bursts out, break the lines, and open the seeds. And those seeds that will be able to be dispersed around, they can find a suitable soil and germinate into a new okra plant. That is what you mean by explosive mechanism. Some plants distribute their seed by violently ejecting them so that they fall away from the pep. This plant produces pods which dry in the sun. As the pod dry, tensions are set up in the walls of the pod, eventually causing it to split along the two lines. This is what I have already explained. So let's look at the features of fruit and seed that are being dispersed by explosive mechanism. The first characteristic is there is presence of one or more lines of weakness. That is those lines that are on the okra. Those are the lines of weakness. It is not only okra. We have the flamboyant plant, the fruit of flamboyant, and even beans. The beans family, those of you that go to the farm maybe to plant beans, if you allow beans on the farm for a very long time, after it dries, there will be a time that the beans will open the pod and release the seed of the bean. But we don't allow that to happen because we consume the beans. So we have to go and get it from the farm before it gets exploded. But it is one of the examples of those plants that are being dispersed by explosive mechanism. Okay. Those of you that are watching, we have the diagram of the okra showing the line of splitting. And we have also flamboyant. Flamboyant tree is very common in our environment and okra. So when you go close to a flamboyant tree, the type of explosion, if you be there, you hear a sound. A sound that will show you that the pod has splitted to release the seeds. So these are the examples of plants that the fruit and seed are being dispersed by explosive mechanism. Then the next one is supposed to be dispersal by animals, human beings inclusive. Animals can disperse seed and fruits by eating and throwing them away or by excreting the seed that cannot be digested, such as pepper, guava seed, and the rest. Other fruits have structures such as hooks, hair that attach themselves to the fur of the animals. What we mean here is animals, human beings inclusive. When we eat fruits, there are fruits that you eat them together with the seed, like guava. If you eat guava, some of you don't eat guava and throw away the seed. We eat everything. So the guava seeds, when they are not digested in your digestive system, when you go to pass your waste product, if you happen to be the type that go to the bush to pass waste product, by the time you excrete there, definitely the seeds that are inside have gotten a space to germinate and become a new plant. So generally, animals, usually they use fruits. That the seeds of the fruit, that the fruits and the seed are edible. When they eat it, during the time of eating, that is when they disperse. Let me give you an example. If maybe you decide to visit your parents in the village, when you go there, when you are coming back, maybe you happen to carry some mango fruits, or maybe fruits that are not even where you are living. When you carry those fruits, you come to your house, you eat those fruits, and unconsciously, when you throw away the fruits, definitely the fruit will germinate where you have thrown them. This is dispersal. You have now taken seed and fruit from your village. You are now bringing it to where you are living. This is dispersal. So that is why I said human beings inclusive. Human beings also disperse. Other animals like birds, monkeys, and the rest, they eat fruit. When they eat fruit, unconsciously they throw away the seeds. And the seed, when they find a suitable soil, it germinates. This is dispersal by animals. Apart from eating and throwing away, we have those that have hooks and hairs. They have hooks or hairs, the fruit. So when you go close to the tree, even if you are not going to eat the fruit, when you pass through it, some of this fruit will stick to your clothes. And by the time you go home, you start to shake your clothes, you want to remove them. If you remove them outside where they find a suitable soil, it can easily germinate. The same thing with birds. At times they visit trees, not that they are there to eat the fruit, but maybe they are there for something. Then with the fruit, if they have hairs and hooks, they can stick to the body of the birds. And when the bird flies to another place, it transfers those fruit and seed to that place. And if it finds a suitable soil, it can also germinate. That is that is dispersal by animals or by birds. Then we have features of those fruit and seed dispersed by animals. The fruits are edible, as I said. Those that you eat the fruit and the seeds, when you go, you unconsciously throw them away, and that is dispersal. Some fruit have sticky juice which stick to the beak of the bird. When the bird are there to eat, they stick to the body and even the mouth of the bird. Before you know it, when the bird flies, it transfers the seeds to another place. That is dispersal. Fruit and seed may be collected and planted deliberately, either for commercial or private purpose. That is, if at all human beings consciously, not unconsciously, unconsciously you can do it, just eat it and throw it away. But consciously, if you see a fruit and you want it, you can collect the seeds and the fruit, go and plant it, either for commercial purpose or for your personal use. This is also dispersal. When you get fruit, maybe you visit a different state, then you get fruit which you feel you like them, and you collect the fruit or you collect the seed, come to your house or come to your state, plant it. Consciously, you know you are doing, that is also dispersal. Not because you are doing, just because you are doing it consciously doesn't mean it is not dispersal. Whether consciously or unconsciously, if you are transferring fruit and seed from one place to another, that is dispersal. So my students, we are, okay, those of you watching, we have animals that disperse fruit and seed. Squirrel, you can look at the squirrel eating a particular fruit, and before you know it, the squirrel can leave this place with the fruit to another place and it can germinate there. The same thing, we have another bird here eating a particular fruit. When the bird flies to another place, it can disperse the fruit. So that is that. We have exhausted this topic of dispersal. But before I go, let me quickly summarize what we have said. We have defined dispersal as the movement or the transfer of fruit and seed from the body of the mother or the parent plant to another place. And we have also seen agent of dispersal, where we say we have wind, we have water, we have animals, human beings inclusive, and we have explosive mechanism, where we have taken time to explain one after the other with diagrams. And again, we have seen the features of the seeds and the fruits that are being dispersed by each agent of dispersal. Wind by light weight, the same thing, water with light seeds. Then with explosive mechanism, they have, because they have lines of tension which breaks open. Then humans and animals carry it from one place to another, either consciously or unconsciously. So with this, we have come to the end of this topic, that is dispersal of fruit and seeds. So before I go, I have assignment for you people, and I have one question but into A, B, and C. Question 1A, what is dispersal of fruit and seeds? That is define it. Then B, enumerate 4 importance of fruit and seed dispersal. That is what are the importance which I have mentioned. We have 4 or 5 importance of dispersal, so please enumerate them and explain. Then C, we have list 4 agents of dispersal. I have mentioned what are the agents of dispersal, we have listed. So I will repeat the question again. Question 1A is what is dispersal of fruit and seeds? Question 1B, enumerate 4 importance of fruit and seeds. Seed dispersal. Question 1C is list 4 agents of dispersal of seeds and fruit. So my student, for your assignment, I have reference for you. Reference number 1 is you can consult Michael MC, A Strategic Essential of Biology by Michael MC 2012. Then there's another book, Modern Biology by Sarah Johnny and his colleagues for senior secondary school. If you consult this book, I'm very sure you will answer my assignment very well. So for the submission of assignment and any comments and observation, you can reach me on my number 070-3158-6058. I'll take it again. For your submission of your assignment, any question, any observation, you can reach me on my number 070-3158-6058. Stay safe, keep learning. Corona is real. Thank you.